MLA and Advisor, Department of Social Welfare, Wangpang Konyak Praji, Mindbloom Wellness Center inaugurate Krishe Chumukedimade. Mindbloom Wellness Center de holistic mental health or rehabilitation facility diase alakala consultation, counseling, training or therapy kan digina. Ahibi details our reporter Anunalokode.
HornbillTV ita Mindbloom Wellness Center Chumukidimate aiganase holistic mental health or rehabilitation facilities dialaga. Itu one-stop center ase mind, body or spiritual life tibi tagan ke renew kurigina notun banai dibule laga ekta center ase. Aibi aji itagan laga itu center inaugurate kuri ase. Doctors or tagan laga formal program dia man ita details sailobo. To ita Mindbloom Wellness Center laga Dr. Duita lote ase aro tagan laga itu center de facilities aro service bi kinika dibule laga ase aji inaugurate kuina ase to first of all congratulations aro ita moi first question to Dr. Ayang ke hudibule mondu apni la ita center laga facilities aro services kan ki dikina jawule laga ase.
Thank you HornbillTV for coming to this inaugural program. Mohan la itu mainly mohan focus kurule la do de-addiction la de ase na to inya hushukule we will be giving a holistic approach to this na treatment la de so psychiatric consultation bi thagibo na psychological counseling and then Christian counseling na and then group therapy dibo na single therapy can be dibo means individual therapy na and then like usually addiction la de do holistic approach ekta jawule lagi jai so family therapy bi lagi jai because family la issues kan relationship issues kan bishi huina thagi jai to itu kan la mohan family therapy bi aningina dibo na itu kan sob will be dealing with that
to ita Dr. Althia ke apni bi add kuri dibi apni la itu center la opor de ki aro add kurulu bonase.
Thank you so much HornbillTV yete aha karne तो येते मुखान Mindbloom Wellness Center ते दो मुखान professional care भी और spiritual care दुईटा भी integrate करेना आसे ना तो मुखान ला team ते psychiatrist आसे ना so psychiatrist खान बरा diagnosis खान medication खान सावले करने treatment खान जावले करने we have a psychiatric social worker counselor तो ताई बरा counseling खान जावले करने family support खान दिवले करने और society ते integrate करो करने help कराले करने then we have a Christian counselor any kun ahe ase tahan ke spiritual guidance bi diwole karne aro we do have nurses to nurses will ensure the physical well-being of those who will come into our facility
ekta add kuribo judi yate apna la yate center de physically auna parile bi apnan ke contact kuribole reach out kuribole social platform tv asna na aro kinika apnan ke through online tv edu reach out kuribole lagai ku facilities no lebi option asna na
mukhan la hate we do have a Instagram page la naam bi Mindbloom Wellness Center ase aro tate ekta mobile number bi thakibo to kun ahibole na parishe kulibi any queries can be mukhan la Instagram page no lebi mukhan la phone number na tare number dia ki bi reach out kuribole parbo
aro last question ekta add kuribo wellness center do koishibole Nagaland to iman nai so takya la bi kuma do bishi progress kurina jase to alag center aro apni la itia aji inaugurate kurina ase progress kurina jabo hoilibi compare kurishibole no hoilibi ki expect kuro barbo compare to other wellness center
okay mohando usually like one mohalla ekta khas ekta do na ki means like usually addiction de do iman diri tahan addiction matlab tahan ini tahan la life khan bi sob chhari gina na to tahan la kam khan bi sob chhari gina na itu khan sob te neglect kurina thage do to yade ahi gina mohan yade rehabilitation matlab mohan occupational rehabilitation dibo in the sense ki mohan occupational rehabilitation de ki kurubo kushukule tahan gi pickle making kan hekawo na broom making kan hekawo itu ina mohon itu candle making kan na and then soap making kan itu na so that they will reintegrate back into the society and then tahan they will make their own livelihood also na to itu ra ekta new being ekta huina jawo tahan so tahan la occupationally they will be more sound na depending upon sob ki same hikawi na bin hoy manu sob alak alak tahan ge ekbar kotha kurina yade thakadam they will try to know what they're good in na then itu la de mohan aro tahan ge more facilitation dibo na ki itu de apni han jabi na itu de hushukule apni han livelihood kan de dibo paribo na to itu kan de focus kurubule ase and then as Dr. Altia has said ki mohan do sob de physically hubi spiritually hubi na and then mentally hubi to kan sob kiba kurubule ase so outdoor or indoor life facilities can be dibo like outdoor facilities like mon ini physically fit thagibule lage takhan na yade thaga do to will be providing football volleyball na bahar de and then indoor also like mon ini board games kan ase carom boards kan ase na music therapy bi dibo tahan ge we have all kinds of musical instruments also to inya khan na sob integrate kurubule ase plus art therapy also. Yeah, so eventually they'll be able to boost what they are good in. Itu ase.
Today, accessibility of health is one which we all talk about. And in this place, especially in front of doctors and then professionals, I may be the most disqualified person to talk about the health issues. But I feel that this, I'll coming straight to this, the mental and this wellness issue. I feel that this mental issues is one of the fairly neglected areas in our state. I may say even in the government level also. Because when we visit these hospitals concerning with the mental health issues, I personally notice that this is one of the most important areas, but fairly neglected, if I may say, even in the government level also. And as one of the presenters, our sister has deliberated statistic, read out all the concerns, especially regarding these mental issues, the addictions. I being from Mon area, from Mon district, one of the biggest, in fact, the problems in today's scenario. Personally, I'm the one who always, encourage, support these de-addiction programs, awareness programs in my own area. Because my area and Mon district area is one of the most affected of this issue. And I'm sure it is not only concentrated in my area, in one particular place, but all over Nagaland. And we find it a very limited place, even to console, even to visit, even to ask the help on these very particular issues. Instead, what I feel is, because of the lack of this kind of facility, because of the limited space, we tend to go for treatment which is otherwise, sometimes I feel not very appropriate also. And this, especially in today's world, not only about addictions of drugs, opium, and whatnot, but in this kind of these complexities, in this scenario, with this IT revolution, with all the substances, there's stress even in the youth also. It's not only about substance abuse or drug, I being not from this, I don't know even one particular name of the drugs. But even this, through this mobile, through games, all these ID things, I think the students and the youngsters, we are stressed out. Some are mentally disturbed. So where do we go? Where do we solve these issues? These are the problems that I also witness. I also can see. And perhaps never know. I will be the person who will be recommending the most of the names in this wellness center, because every month we bring a patient from Mon. We bring patient, our own relatives, my own family. We take it to the hospitals. And some, as I was mentioning, we don't even go to hospital. We go to prayer centers, spending 40, 50 days in the prayer center. I'm not saying that we should not go there, but medical attention is required, counseling is required, psychiatric advice is required, which we are not doing this. And mental issue means you send it to prayer center. As I stated, we should pray. We are all God's creations. We should all seek God's blessing. We should all seek God's, plan. But medically, we're missing somewhere. That's what I noticed. That's what I observed. So coming up with this Mindbloom Wellness Center, I feel this will really solve some issues. It is one added centers, very accessible centers, and I feel that it is not very easy to establish such kind of centers. I don't think anybody can come up with such kind of establishment. But with a vision, to serve extra mile, to serve the most important mental issues, 2 doctors or 3 doctors or family coming together, coming up this kind of institute or this center is really a God's intervention. So as I was saying, we should spread awareness. We should spread. See, even in the social welfare department, which I'm holding as an advisor, we have de-addiction programs, central schemes from the ministry. But these are for awareness and for campaign, not for the affected person. That's what lies the problem. I also wanted to help some association, some NGOs, or some perhaps these needy patients, but the scheme is all about awareness and campaign, not for the addiction, recovery and healing of the patients. So this wellness center, I hope and pray that it will serve the purpose. And from my level, not only as an advisor and MLA, but as I always do the same thing in my place, my constituency, I'll be willing to extend possible help in wherever space that I can do. Even if we have certain schemes or certain programs in the department, we can always share, explore the means and ways to really run this institute in a very good way. So this afternoon, I have not many words to say, but I was really happy, and in fact, kind of a rare, not this normal medical centers, but it is about the mental health, where our intervention is very important. And as an elected member, our uncle, doctor, and we will also try our best, to highlight the importance of this, even in the state government, for more intervention, to give more importance. And I believe that this will be one example that we were going to cite, so that our people, especially the youth, especially the a patient who is looking for a place for recovery, for healing. And this is a place where we can always show to them. And this will be the place where God's intervention will be here.
It is now my privilege to share with you the journey behind Mindbloom Wellness Center, the purpose that drives us, and the hope that we carry for what lies ahead. The story of Mindbloom, it began in the most ordinary of places, the airport. My friend and I, Dr. Ayang, we were waiting to board our flight for a CME program when in the middle of our conversation, we talked about the struggles of addiction that we see in our everyday OPD. The more we discussed about the discussion, the more we felt a burden, not just to observe, not just to sympathize, but to do something about it. And that conversation, it planted a seed. And though at that point of time, it felt like a distant dream, God began to water that seed. He began to open doors that we could have never imagined. He brought in the right people, the right opportunities, and the right encouragement. And today, that seed has blossomed into Mindbloom Wellness Center. But for any vision to create a meaningful change, it must be grounded in reality. And the reality is this, that addiction is one of the deepest challenges of our time. It affects our body, soul, mind, and family. Behind every person who struggles with addiction, there is a family who suffers quietly. Behind every number that we see in the news channel, in reports, on social media, there is a face, a name, and a story of pain. Here at Mindbloom, we believe that behind every broken life, there is also a possibility of renewal. Now, to truly understand the urgency of the mission, let us look at the statistics. According to Magnitude of Substance Use in India 2019 report by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and National Drug Dependence Treatment Center, AIMS, Nagaland has an estimated 6,24,000 substance users, including 1,11,000 children and 26,000 women. Opioid, that is brown sugar, heroin, sunflower, the prevalence is 25.2%. Sedative, that is sleeping pills, the misuse in Nagaland is about 10%, whereas the national average is about 1.1%, which means that Nagaland's sedative misuse rate is 4 times the national average. And according to a study by the National Drug Dependence Treatment Center, AIMS, it has been estimated that the daily amount spent on opioid is around 550 crores. Now, when any individual with substance use disorder would come to us, the process of detoxification is the essential first step. Today, I want to emphasize the critical importance of rehabilitation following detoxification. As we can see, addiction, it deeply affects the brain, the emotions, and behavior. And these are areas that require ongoing care and healing. Rehabilitation, it provides this holistic healing by addressing the root causes of addiction and also by equipping individuals with the tools needed for sustained recovery. And such comprehensive care can only be delivered by people who are skilled, compassionate, and dedicated. Here at Mindbloom Wellness Center, our dedicated team includes psychiatrists who will oversee diagnosis, medication, and mental health treatment, psychiatric social worker, counselor to provide counseling, therapy tailored to individual needs, and will also help assist with family support and societal integration, nurses to provide compassionate daily care and ensure physical well-being, and Christian counselor to offer spiritual guidance and faith-based healing. Now, as we can see, we have integrated both professional care along with spiritual care. And this integration is essential because recovery is not just about stopping the substance. Recovery is not just about managing the symptoms, but recovery involves healing across multiple dimensions of human experience. Biological, that is the brain chemistry, genetics, physical health. Psychological, that is trauma, emotional regulation, cognitive patterns, social, which includes family systems, community support, and societal integration, and spiritual, that is identity, purpose, values, and connection to faith. Research has shown that integrated care, that is one that combines psychological, medical, and spiritual support, leads to higher treatment retention, better mental health outcomes, lower relapse rate, and stronger community integration. And here at Mindbloom Wellness Center, our multidisciplinary team is the heart of our approach. The scope that we aim to achieve here includes medical and psychiatric care, Christian counseling, family support, individual counseling, group therapy, compassionate nursing care, and awareness and education in order to break the stigma and build a community that chooses understanding over judgment. Throughout this journey, if there is one truth that we have experienced, it is this: when God gives a vision, He also opens ways. When my friend and I first spoke of this center, it felt impossible. We did not know where to begin, but step by step, we saw God's hands at work. Doors opened that we could not have opened. Challenges turned into opportunities, and the right people came alongside us. Truly, this is not our work, this is all God's doing. And so, just as God has opened doors for the center to come into existence, we believe that He will continue to open doors for the people who will one day walk through these doors. But this work is not ours alone. Recovery does not happen in isolation. It requires a community. It requires families, friends, society, churches to walk alongside those in need. So today, as we inaugurate Mindbloom Wellness Center, we also invite you to partner with us. Partner with us in prayer. Partner with us in breaking stigma. And partner with us in being the voice of encouragement for those who feel voiceless. And to those who will one day walk through these doors, our message will always be, you are not alone, you are not beyond hope, and with God's grace, life can bloom again. Now, having shared our hopes for what this center will become, it is now time to dedicate this center. It is our firm belief that Mindbloom Wellness Center is not a structure built by human hands, but a place birthed by God's vision for healing, restoration, and transformation. And so, it is only fitting that we dedicate this center back to the one who made all of this possible, that His presence may dwell here, His love may flow through, and His grace may guide us in all our steps.